Everybody, it is so nice to see you, or so nice to be seen. Craig McKim here with EP Mixer, and I'm so excited. We are going to have the next EP Mixer coming on April 3rd in Las Vegas. EP Mixer Vegas at Dave and Buster's, 7 to 10 p.m. If you have not registered, please do so. Now, I have a special guest. I'm very excited. We've been buddies for a while. I stepped in to sponsor last year at one of our events. This year, he's decided to become a platinum sponsor, which says they are, he himself and the company are committing to supporting the EP Mixer the whole year through, and we couldn't be happier. With us, and I'm going to do his introduction, then we're going to say hello, but I got Mr. Gerard Boniello, who is CPP, PSP, and we'll talk about that here in just a second, who is the president and CEO and founder, if I'm not mistaken, of Omnium Protection Group. Now, Mr. Boniello is a seasoned security professional with over 3 decades of expertise in executive protection, physical security, and risk management. Holding international board certifications as CPP and PSP, and currently studying for the PCI designation, look at you, he has safeguarded high-profile executives, celebrities, politicians, and foreign dignitaries, both domestically and abroad. We're going to talk about the international stuff. His expertise includes collaborations with the United States Secret Service, U.S. Department of State, and global law enforcement agencies, as well as advanced security training from IMI Academy in Israel. Gerard's leadership spans international security consulting, protective services and training in Africa, Asia, the Middle East, the UK, and Latin America. He's very well traveled. After founding Corporate Resources Group in 2000 and successfully selling it in 2012 to a California-based security firm, Gerard went on to establish Omnium Protection Group in 2016. I remember that. A premier provider of executive protection, event security, workplace violence consulting, and secure transportation services. Gerry, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sponsoring, and thank you for all the support through the years.
No, Craig, happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, and we are proud to support your endeavors. I think it's a great thing that you're doing for the industry, trying to bring people together, and we want to be supportive of it.
Well, and that is, I mean, that's the goal, and I know that we've talked about that, you and I, a number of times, and so I'm grateful that you see that along with me and with us, Christians, in the background pushing along to get people there too, and to all of these. So we're grateful. And I want to just share a story about the type of person that you are briefly. Is that in about 2018, I think you had been supplying the bags for the CPC, the swag bags, and I had put in those bags a number of business card portfolios. So it's just a thing that carries all the business cards that you collect during an event, or just while you're going about business. And at the end of the event, you call and say, "Hey, Craig, I'm collecting some of the bags that didn't get taken, and I'm finding a lot of your portfolios here. Do you want those back?" I'm like, "Hell yeah. Where are you?" And so you were good enough to find me instead of tossing it and making it an easy write-off and losing that. I appreciate you doing that. So I laughed to myself. I was just thinking about that today, obviously. So that was great. But if you wouldn't mind, please, let's just kick it off with, tell us about Omnium Protection Group. And my personal question is, where does the name come from?
Sure. Well, if you look it up, you'll see that the Omnium is actually a cycling uh, challenge. But the real name is where it comes from is Latin. It's really the sum of all parts. So basically, Omnium is everybody and everything coming together to make sure that we're doing the right thing for our clients. So that's really where the name came from.
Awesome. Cool. Love it. And so 2016, it kicks off. You've already come out of a successful business, and a successful exit, which is, I think, a lot of people like that's kind of and that's where I'm getting to, hopefully, right? And so you did it all right. But let's talk about the services that kind of highlighted to me, and that a lot of the crowds that we run in. And that's executive protection, and we'll talk about that, or altogether hotel security and your workplace threat intervention. How do you tailor that to the different? How do you tailor what you do to the different industries that you serve? Um, hotels is hotels, but crossing over with EP and workplace threat intervention. Like, how does that Omnium? I don't know if that's the right way to use that word, but how do you do that?
Well, I think the most important thing for us and anybody is really to listen to the client and understand what their needs are. So we speak to the client, we find out where their pain points are, what they're not receiving, what they wish they were receiving, what the culture of the environment is, the corporate culture. And then from there, we tailor a program to meet those expectations. And then we have to find the people that understand the objectives and can meet those objectives and move forward. But really, the most important thing for anybody in the industry is not to tell the client what they need, but to listen to what the client wants and then deliver upon that. Now, obviously there's an educational process in there where perhaps the client doesn't even know what they need,
Sure.
but that's all part of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you say you're finding the people, finding the right people, right? And we're not placing warm bodies. Like we are finding. And here's the thing: within the EP industry specifically, or that level of security or protection, there's plenty of people that can do it, but do they fit? They can do the job as an overview, but can they do the job for this client? Is this a good match, right? And that takes some doing. So good on you for looking at that. Now, so you have a global reach, and you were talking about in your introduction, we were talking a little bit of international travel that you've done, some training that you have done. With that international reach, how do you make sure that your team, person, wherever you are, remains culturally competent and adaptable when operating in those types of like different environments, whether it's somebody that travels from Western Europe to the Middle East to Hong Kong or something like that. Like those are very different cultures along the way, or even people that are moving from the U.S. or different parts of the country into there. How do you keep that going? How do you make them successful?
Well, a lot of the global work that we do, we use partners that we trust, vetted, trained partners that I've had relationships with, personal relationships with, and that's I think one of the benefits of being old and being in the business for a long time is the fact that over 30 years I've had this opportunity to create these partnerships, and people are always saying, they see me traveling a lot and. I do, and the reason I do that is to foster these relationships. I don't want to pick up the phone and call somebody that I've never utilized before in these locations and trust the safety of my principal to them. So part of the cultural diversity is to obviously get people in the area that understand the culture, that are part of it, that are part of the fabric of that culture, so they can provide the best service. When we send somebody to a specific location, so a lot of times we'll have a project leader that will travel around to make sure that wherever it is that's occurring, especially if it's in a high risk area, they study up on the culture, they talk to people. It's part of the advanced work that we do and making sure that they're culturally competent to be able to go to those cultures and integrate. There's a lot of folks that we see online that are traveling from high risk to low risk, but the entire time, they are learning about the cultures that they're going to so that they can integrate seamlessly, and that's a huge part of what we do. It's part of the advance.
Well, I like how you went through that. Just, I mean, I, clearly you've done it time and time and time and time and time again. Like you understand it. Just that answer was fantastic. And so I like you say high risk, high risk, low risk. I think that, but there's always risk there, and having those people in place, and it's certainly like you say, partners that are there, that can give you that um, that deep understanding. I think plays a huge role. And then the people that you have uh, able to rely on that and trust it that it's what they're saying. It's like we don't go to this neighborhood or we don't take this street. We don't want to go in that building, and here's why. And so like that's important, and that's just a testament to the hiring that you do, which I think is
Well,
paramount, and
to
it sounds that way with for what you're doing. So
Well, 100%. And I mean,
yeah,
just to bring it back more locally, what you just said, I just spoke with one of our clients and we were doing a detail in New York. One of our people was overseeing it while we had the trusted vendor, our partner down there. And one of the folks that he provided to us, we've utilized time and time again on other things. And the client was thrilled or the POC, that this person, as he said, he knew New York like his bedroom, and he was able to facilitate a lot of last minute requests, some one-off type, unique requests that only somebody with a full understanding, who's been there for a long time would know. And even though that was New York, that's what we try to find throughout.
sure,
We just did something in Delhi, India, and I want to shout out to Doc Rogers, who's helped us out there, Chris Doc Rogers of the International Corporate, I'm sorry, ICP. But he was fantastic, and he's worked with us on a couple of different projects, and it's all about when I turn that over to somebody, knowing that they are going to do the right thing for our clients and for us. And with Doc, he consistently was in communication with me, emailing me, making sure that I knew that everything was going to be fine. And that's invaluable. And that's invaluable.
yeah. Well, open communication with the people that are on the ground. It's like it needs to be, and I know that you and I have both been on the other end of where it hasn't been, right? But you also want to be that. But when we're there, we want that, what we would want back, right? And so that, like you said, that's invaluable. It's a great word for it.
Yeah.
So you jump on board, you sponsor our event last year, you jump on board the whole time, the whole year with EP Mixer this year. How does Omnium Protection Group utilize events like EP Mixer to enhance its own role in the protection industry?
Sure. Well, it's all about networking. So this industry, as you well know better than anybody, this is all about networking. This is about relationship building, and that's what we do. Sponsoring this is not only for us, but it's also gives the opportunity for others to network. And perfect example today is Thursday. Saturday, 2 days from now, is the Texas Executive Protection Professional meeting that Mike Gonzalez throws, and he does a great job there. And
Great.
I'll probably hop on a plane tomorrow, or even Saturday morning, go to the mixer, and then fly back on Sunday. And the reason I do that is because I'll go there and I'll meet up with not only current partners that we use, but also other partners that are in parts of Texas that perhaps we don't have a solid representation. So it's tremendous that folks attend these things. Your mixer it's great. There's the last one I went to was right after Texas Night, I believe, correct? Was it in Orlando?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that had a tremendous turnout, really,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
And so, it's networking, it's meeting folks there and making sure that not only are we looking for resources, but they're looking for resources and letting them know that we're available to assist them if they can. When I was in London recently over at the London event, uh, we were able to make connections to facilitate business, but equally important to me was I was able to find resources there for others, and also, I think there were 3 people here in the U.S. and Chicago and Florida and some I can't remember where else it was, that I was able to connect those folks in the UK with solid resources in the US. And this is just a referral, direct referral. We wanted nothing to do with it. We're not looking for anything. We're just trying to help people that could help others.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of those things. And then when you become the the connector, right? That's kind of what the mixer is meant to do. Not only what's good for you and your business, and maybe you find somebody that's, hey, listen, like I like this guy or gal, like let's bring them on board, or let's, hey, we've been looking, like you said, somebody in out in West Texas, like how many people are there, and I'm sure there are people there, but until you're in front of them, you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know, and it's kind of fun. There's a little bit like Easter eggs that happen throughout these events, like, oh, that guy, or hey, you're out there. You got to be kidding me! I've been looking for somebody for so
Yeah.
yeah, and that's good, and then good on them for being there too. So
That shows an investment in their part that they
oh
want to
yeah,
go and so it's there's we were at ATAP and somebody that I highly respect said to not be seen is to be forgotten, and they were commenting about why we're always seen, and it's 100%. To not be seen is to be forgotten. So show up, show
yeah.
up.
That's just a lot of the battle, right? Because in a room full of people that know, and a lot of it is, I mean, just a lot of like-minded people in there. It's like they know networking might not be their strength, but they're there, right? And I'm the type that if I see you standing by yourself, you're going to get introduced. Like I'm either going to introduce myself or you're going to get introduced to somebody else. It's because if you're by yourself and they're by yourself, you both need somebody to talk to. So that's how I always attack the room. So we're coming up on time here, but let's talk real quick. Is there anything that's new, exciting that's coming up with yourself on the Protection Group that our listeners should know about?
We've really been for the past several years really trying to expand our footprint on a global basis, and it's really been exciting and successful. And so we've been doing a lot of work globally, and we're going to continue doing that. And we're bringing on a lot of new partners that can help us in not only with the actual facilitation of services on the ground, but also with intelligence and technology. So there's a lot happening for us. We're in a real position of expansion right now, and it's exciting. So we're happy about it.
Yeah, that's great. So, we're going to wrap it up here. Where can people find out more about Omnium Protection Group?
Sure. Well, they can go to the website, omniumpg.com, or they can reach out to me. I'm on LinkedIn. It's pretty easy to find me, Gerard Boniello on LinkedIn. Or you can email me at gerard@omniumpg.com if you have questions or questions. I'm happy to help answer anything, facilitate anything. I feel indebted to give back because people have given to me, and it's gotten me wherever it is that I am today.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I feel like that too, and that's part of the whole push behind EP Mixer. So, Gerry, thanks so much for your time today, man. I really appreciate you sitting in with us here for about a half hour. So that was
Wow.
good, and went by fast, and it really did. So, thank you for your sponsorship. Thanks for your support. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in Vegas. So, thank you.
All right, real pleasure. Thanks very much. Keep up the great work.
Absolutely, everybody. Listen, if you have not registered yet, why? Go to epmixer.com, get yourself registered for the first of 2025, but the next mixer, EP Mixer Vegas, happening at Dave & Buster's on April 3rd in Vegas. In case you're wondering if I'm excited, it's Vegas from 7 to 10 p.m. And that's all we got. That's all I got. Hope you have a great one. We'll talk to you real soon.